here it is. This is the furnace and the well sheet, okay, and it's also got these counterforts on as well. These are really, really cool. I say that to everything, but I just love them. So the I don't know where to start. I think we start with this most complicated one. This is the furnace, okay, which makes this cool little fella here. So we're going to pop out all the parts. Here is the furnace. So what we're gonna want to do, we're gonna want to pop together. There's three kind of, you know, main side pieces. You've got this one here with not much going on the inside and with a cog on it. That goes in the middle, okay. And then next to that, you've got another piece that's got this pipe on it as well, and you've got a piece that hasn't got a pipe on it. Okay, so let's have a look. Over here, we've got the top, and what this does, it wraps around over the top like so. Okay, so we're going to very carefully separate that from there. We're going to pop this down so it's nice and straight. There's a little bit at the top. Pop that out. Now don't chuck that away, although it's not used for anything. You can actually just like glue it on for extra 3D effect. We've glued it on here, for example, for an extra bit of 3D effect. And then you got this one and this one, and that is your basic kind of shape. Then on this side, this is your pipe, just like the barrels or the treasure chests. You kind of got lots of little half cuts here to make this rounded section here, and there you go. That's the shape. All we really need to do now is to pop in these bits here. So we'll start with the front. Hopefully I'm doing this the right way. Start with the front first, like so. There you go, nice and simple. Then I'm going to go for the middle bit. Now when you slot the middle bit, it's also got side of the pipe on it as well, and there's a space here where the cog goes in. So I'm going to do that like so, and then carefully slot the first part of the pipe in. Okay, like that, and then pull that down a little bit like so. Okay, there we go. And again, if there's any gapping or anything like that, we haven't actually done it on this one, but you can actually just glue it for a tight fit. Again, no need to take this apart. Finally, you've got this here, which just slots on here, like so, and lastly, that bit goes into there. That's the basic shape. All we want to do now is add some more cool looking stuff to it. There's a little slot here that allows you to add this extra cog in here. Okay, that's cool. That gives you the eye what's going on there, steam running the cogs or whatever. And then this bit here just makes kind of a chimney, I guess, like so. Doesn't clip together, but it will hold in place once this slots in here. And that middle piece can be seen through here, and those slots just pop down and onto that middle piece to hold it in place like so. That is it. It's done. Totally cool. And again, what we've done here is we've included this. That's it. It's finished. You don't need to do anything to it. But we've included these parts here that you could glue on. So you could grab this bit and you could glue it on there if you wanted to. There's also this like plate cover which you can use, just have like hanging around on the floor. It looks like it's part of it. And then we've taken the graphics of the door and just cut them out as well, and you can actually just glue that on there, and it just gives the door a little bit more of a 3D effect. And again, that's what we've done here, and it just adds a bit of 3D-ness to it. You don't have to do it. It's just there if you want to do it. Okay, cool. So that's the furnace. Totally wicked. What do we got next? Next, I think, well, we're just going to have to tackle this well, aren't we? So let's pop the well out. Now, this is actually quite a tricky one, and again, this is something you might want to glue when done. Okay, we've got the main body of the wall of the well, so we can turn that, and then this these two slots here line up that allow us to slot this in here. But before we do it, we need to know, does it go inside or outside like that? I think it's that way. Let's have a look. So on the base here, we've got this octagonal shape here, but you'll see on one tiny part here, it's got a little step on it. It steps up very slightly, and it lines up, it matches with a step up on that. Okay, and these two bits go together, and that creates this kind of 3D, you know, the kind of the step up to the well effect, as it were. Now, you can line that up nicely and probably just glue that together, okay, if you want to give it a bit more stability, shall we say. That then allows you to very quickly figure out that if I put that inside that way, no, it'd be the outside, I was right, yeah, okay. You then get this little step up, and that's where that goes into. So you can actually just slot that in and work its way in, like so. And that then holds that in place. Push it right to the bottom, okay. And you can see it steps out a little bit here. If I slide it around, it slots in and holds on, okay. So that fits on there like that. Then we've got the, again, which has also got a little step on it, this bit here, which then fits in nicely and creates the bit at the bottom, okay, which is the deep hole, and you've got this that pops on there, okay, which again holds it all together. On the reverse side, we've also got the water, as it were. Okay, generally the water's quite low, I guess, but we got the water side as well. Now, because of the odd shape of that, we made this counter reversible. Actually, because that step then turns around, it does actually make it kind of, you know, very difficult to get that to fit in and be nice. You can just force it a little bit like that. It's just a bit it's very slightly tighter fit. If anything, it holds the whole thing together a bit nicer. But if you want it water as well, there you go. That just adds a little bit of extra tension. Don't be shy. Shove it in there. There it is. There's the well. That's done and dusted. Personally, I like the water. Looks better. Okay. You got that. That's that bit. So finally, we've got two of these balustrades. Of these counterforts, and also we managed to fit on some rubble counters. The tooling pressure around this area was building up, so we didn't cut it into individual bricks, but there's a couple of bits. Most of the work's done. If you want to, you can just cut across there, and you've got more rubble scatter that you can put around. Let's pop one of these off then, like so, like that. Okay, now 2 lines down here, like so. And then right in the middle here, we've got a slot cut. Now, with this, it's a slot. It's cut all the way through, but one of them is just a half cut. You might think that's a mistake. It's not. It's there on purpose to add a bit of tension. So when you go to poke that out, it doesn't come out. It just sits at the back, and it kind of screws the card up a little bit there, on purpose. Okay, and you end up with this here. That's cool. That's just going to add a little bit of tension. So, and just for the technical knowledge, what happens if you try and cut a slot like that thin, as we do, it can really mess up with the tooling as well. But because this little bit here tends to get stuck in the tool, and the tool then jams on the next stamp. So by holding it in place, that helps. But here it's for tension. Okay, so all you're going to do is very simply pop this in here, 2 slots at the back, like so. Make sure it's all lined up. It's not lined up here. That's what's happening. That's the problem I'm having. Is it lined up here? There we go, and it's in, and that pops through. Now what this does is this can fit onto a wall like so, Okay, and it adds a kind of a an area that you can have for your miniatures to kind of, and that's full cover there. You know, probably a good 30mm there, so you get your miniature right behind. It's full cover. Also, if I can find one of my torches, which there you go. It's got this little slot, this little bit that pokes through the wall that holds this top bit in. We popped a little slot in it so that you can actually have, you know, torches and things on these. That looks great down a corridor, totally wicked. Okay, so there you go. That is your furnace and well sheet.